Greetings, greetings, greetings. You are now tuned into the Vault. Trust Christian, know nothing, control everything. Just want to thank you for tuning in live or listening to replay. Always appreciate you for tuning in live. This is the Vault, episode 187. Rich get richer and the poor stay poor. And just really excited about doing this episode because it's something where we have a good conversationalist with us, Brother Cornell, the trading partner. So we just wanted to have a really good quality discussion in the public, some of the things that we talk about in the private because we've seen no economic slowdown and we've seen a lot of upside. We've seen the upside be incredible. So I just wanted to really talk to you about what you consider the economic upside. Uh, well, one second, Cornell. We got to get back online here. So, what do you see for the economic upside here, Cornell, as far as the market, as far as the rich getting richer?
You heard me?
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
You chopping up too, wherever you sitting at.
It's chopping up real bad. It's still doing that.
Not right now, but your voice chopping up when you talk.
Okay, let's keep going.
Now what you was saying, because I ain't understand the words you was saying.
Uh oh. You know what I was saying was when we were talking about the rich getting richer and the poor get poorer. How are how would you say that that's the true case?
You using a mic or something? Yeah, you still breaking up. But you using a mic?
Yeah, we using the mic, but you can hear me though.
Whatever. No, your words muddled up. Like I don't know, like you got a shortage in your microphone or something.
Really? One sec.
Educate yourself. You understand. They didn't just take their money out for no reason. They took their money out so they wouldn't lose so much of their money and gain it back quick whenever they see this bottom go back because they're gonna take it right back up. Wow, I ain't gonna even say poor people, but middle income, everybody focus on getting that check, getting back to work. But in reality, this wiped out a lot of businesses, so some people ain't going back to work. You just ain't seen the trickle down effect yet because they keep bringing all this stimulus stuff up, and some of these businesses actually went out of business, and it's going to affect the middle income way more than the rich because I don't consider myself rich, but I'm sitting here waiting on deals like they waiting on deals. I put myself in position to do that though.
They put themselves in position. You can hear me clearly, right?
A little bit better.
All right, great.
I see when you get to talk.
Well, overall, we wanted to do this episode because we see a big disparity between people that are having a growth mindset and people that are having possibly a mindset of not being prepared for this moment. And because they weren't prepared for this moment, they're not being the cause of this moment. They're being at the effect of this moment. Um, so many people right now, we've heard a resounding, they don't feel in control. They feel like the carpet's been pulled from up under them. And now they're at the effect of this situation. They saw that their lifestyles have been changed by what they would consider acquiescence. So then you talk to people like Cornell who talk about the trading. And you know what we were thinking about Cornell earlier, how this moment in time literally sat people down to where they could have learned to trade in less than 60 days. Would you agree?
Yeah, it was going hard. They could have learned, or at least got to the point where, for instance, while you wait on the stimulus check, you probably could have got to the point where you was making your $100, $200 sitting at your house, not having to bother anybody, nobody to bother you, and been making it for from now on. Even when it go back to normal, which they ain't gonna really go back to normal for a while, but you could have brought that income into the house. $100. I put it like a competitive stimulus. Learn how to make $100 on your own. You would have made $2,000 extra every month with your stimulus check. Cause stimulus gonna get taxed. They already. Matter of fact, I posted an article in my group, private group today about how they already said what's the name, Mention, whatever his name. He already said even to audit the people that forgot how many million that received so many million, they getting audited to make sure that the money went to the proper places. So while everybody getting happy thinking they finna get over with these checks, I know how the government works. I am involved in a government type business on one of my business ventures. I already know they catch it on the back end, not the front end. They gonna do what they tell y'all. They gonna get the money out. But trust me, they gonna come back and check it. So I don't want that government money. Unless I really needed it, that's the only way I'd be getting it. But some of you guys are in position and you still taking that money. You putting your bills off and all that. Y'all do know, check your bills and make sure ain't no clauses in it because all that money could they still could come in and say, hey, all money due right now when it's over with.
Yep. The rich get richer and the poor stay poor. It's one of those ones where the mentors would be like, I told you so. The mentors don't need to remind us of this. They already informed us of it. It's sort of like Cornell when you tell a new trader, hey, look, don't put your money in until you won some trades on the demo. What happens do you think to their mindset in the zero sum game that they're playing? They're playing zero sum, and then they think,
This is
okay,
what happened to people. Let's talk about that. It's zero sum. For y'all don't know what zero sum means, nobody's putting money up in the market. That's why the market will never close. They need you to put money into the market so other people make money off your money. That's how it works. So the tendencies people have when they trade with me, I simplify it so much, it look pretty easy. It is easy after you learn it, but still a mindset to it. And what happened to most people is you in a bind already. You don't want to go. You don't want to think like the rich people think. They not thinking to come in here and get rich quick. So I got people that want to come in out the gate. I got it. Shoot, I got to make $1,000 a day. You wasn't even living off $1,000 a day. This is the difference between the rich. The rich would take that 200 for the next 5 years compared to taking a 50-50 chance of trying to make $1,000 every day. And that's why they're in position right now. So like when I think long term, not short term. So guess what? Our trades, they bank trades, they long term. We can make quick money, but we ain't just gambling on the quick money. So we put ourselves in position.
that's zero sum. I always love hearing that definition of what zero sum is because it's one of those integral rules that people like they're mystified by how you're making money on the buy or the sell. It's like, do you not understand what a futures contract is? And they still are perplexed on the fact that no one's putting up money and it's only going when you win or you lose. Yeah, it's interesting. So the rich getting richer and the poor stay poor. The rich, they're reading and studying right now. The poor, they're griping and complaining. Ladies and gentlemen, there were new laws that are going to be passed because of this moment. How many people are going to be in tune with those laws as opposed to the moment of disaster? The order is the law. Cornell, when you talk about trustee training, what would you say about the resources, the private manuals that you have? What do you think about those resources as far as understanding the law for private trusteeship?
It, we'll use the. I take Jay Z for example. This is what rich people do. Some of y'all ain't even ready to go on that side. So it is like somebody to put this information in your hand. You go on the internet. That ain't what the rich people gonna do. They don't bring attention to themselves. Matter of fact, a lot of y'all are, like I said, regular people does. So we're gonna talk from a regular sense of theory. Just like if you was in the street, do you want all the heat on you? No, you don't. These people have their own sets of rules that they put in place with the government that the government goes by. Yeah, I do understand that Trump don't run the world. There's a set of rules set in there. He he answers to Congress and everybody else, but these companies is running everything on the low. They puppets. So when you get your hand on information, you want to study the information. And guess what? Once they let you in, you in. Now everything comes easier. You're not thinking about the money. You're in the system. And a lot of people ain't taking time to learn the system. It's just like with trade. You don't take the time to learn the money system. This is the money system. $10 trillion still moving. Yes. Y'all hear me? It might have went down a couple trillion, but Christian, I'm pretty sure about 5 trillion still moving every day in foreign exchange and currencies and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure of that. Because people still making money every day. We still trading every day.
Right. I mean, I definitely know that there's trading going on every single day. And that's why it's interesting to see that the rich, their business, their essential businesses didn't stop, but the poor, their businesses stopped. And I remember back in the day, you always used to say, man, it's only going to be two types of people, rich and poor. What were you saying when you said it back then?
I'm watching the money. I'm educating myself. I see what they talking about. I understand what they talking about. They putting everybody in the same category. Whether you Section 8 or you working, you still gonna be considered poor because y'all missing the gap. You know what's happening right now? What I done made this statement a couple times. The rich finna get wealthy. So instead of me being poor, I may not be wealthy, but I want to be in the rich category. So I'm going in the right direction. So now that I'm rich, next time, guess what, Christian? I got millions to play with. Now I can get wealthy. Now I can take a million and go make 30, 40 million off of it. Like what these guys finna do. They finna take, like, look at Buffett. How much Buffett cash out 100 some million? He finna make $1 billion off of it. Off
Right,
the rip.
right.
We know that. We know that. He just got wealthy. He took a small L to make a life gain when it go back up. So why not go ahead and take the smaller loss? It's just like trading. We take losses, but guess what? We got the longevity plays. We can lose 4 out of 5 times and still make money. That's how they doing with the business right now. It's the rich, it's the poor. You wanna know why you poor? You know the income we sitting here talking about the stimulus check right now. It's your livelihood right now, stimulus check. Yeah, no savings. You had no access to lines of credits. You didn't set no businesses up for yourself. You're sitting at home and you wait on the check, see how the check gonna play out, see if your job gonna open back up. Me, I ain't waiting on it. All I'm waiting on to see, okay, I'm like Buffett, where the bottom at? You showed me some interesting things today. So I see one more drop for everything open back up. Then we're gonna go back to normal. But guess what? I'm waiting on that drop. So I can take that drop down and take that drop back up and make probably shoot 50 times what I would have made in a regular market. Now I'm sitting in position, Chris. Guess what? We still working. You already know. Guess what? I'm setting up my real estate credit line. Guess what? Somebody going out of business. Now a attorney or a bank broker or somebody gonna call me with a deal. Now I got my hand on some prime real estate just because I'm in position. I ain't just sitting around the house and waiting on the government for no check. I already told you. Every time I get everybody 2,000 a month, I send it back to them. That sounds cocky, but I don't want it to be taxed on later.
See, in the contract, a lot of people they say, "Oh, I'm the master of my ship." It's a lot of guys that just took that check off the humble, like they didn't send it back. It's like if you didn't send it back, then you
Listen,
accepted it.
the smart companies sent their money back when they saw the details of the deal. Like, nope, send that 10 million back. We don't want it. We'll just deal with it ourselves.
Hey, hey, at the end of the day, that's a family decision. It really is. But at the vault, the rich are getting richer and the poor are going to stay poor. And we just wanted to really talk to you about that, Cornell. So I remember you used to say that on episodes. It's recorded, and it's just like, man. So did that just happen where the middle class got wiped out, and you were like, you either gonna be rich
So
or you gonna be poor?
think about our position. Neither system has changed. Trust, trade,
No, nothing's
system
changed.
hasn't changed,
I mean,
Christian.
yeah, 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 it hasn't.
We got we got technology evolving and everything else on the standstill, but when you get on the private side, the system ain't changed.
No.
These guys still going by normal business to a certain degree, but the system is there. Like we saw this move before it happened.
Well, yeah,
They
it's
know it's gonna
crazy.
be this
But I mean,
drastic.
come on. Like, okay,
We
every
saw
great commentator commentated and said that there was going to be a great crash. Robert Kiyosaki said it, but all of them now want to bite their tongue and say, "Well, we didn't want to predict it like this." Is like predicted like how? This is atypical of the market. This is repeating itself. How
what
you gonna go
happened
on
with.
the? They went on the bull run for 13 years. How long you think a bull run's supposed to last? Am I right or wrong?
Oh yeah, eventually a trigger gonna get pulled off, like how it did, and it wiped a lot of people out. That's what they do. They reset people. The ones that ain't educated themselves, they just reset you. Dog. Like, think about how many people had to start over.
You think it's really ground zero?
Think about how many jobs ain't gonna come back because people gonna probably figure out, like, you know what, I can do some of this stuff from the house and cut down half of my. This is what you're finna see. I cut down half of my employees, and we can come back and pretty much get some of that money back by cutting the labor down and letting them work from the house. We'll pay them few that's left a little bit extra and get rid of half of that. That way we can make up the money that we were losing during the virus. That's how a business think. Business is not thinking for you; they're thinking for themselves. That's why I got out of working for people.
Cause the
Phone
big.
company was a perfect example for me. Per AT&T when I left was making $2 to $3 billion cash every quarter. Guess what? I worked there a long time. I worked 12 years. For 12 years straight, somebody got laid off for every 3 months. And they making cash profit every quarter. Actually seeing them hire people get stuff done and then lay everybody off. Lots of time. Other than that, it is dumb excuses. But guess what? They might have made 3 billion profit quarterly. They make 2 billion. Next quarter, they want to make their money that they made the previous month. Let's lay people off. Let's get their money back. That's how a business think. They ain't thinking about you. They thinking about their bottom line and they board. That's it. You ain't on the board. You better watch your back. You better can out the job. Ain't nothing wrong with working to get to where you need to get to, but you need to be investing in your family. You need to be investing in yourself. Start something. Whether it's trade, real estate, whatever, just small business, whatever.
You know what's funny? It was
I just
actually
learned some
always.
interesting facts
Have
today.
you ever seen
I was
a
watching
wealthy employee? I've never seen a
usually
wealthy employee.
you get stuck in the system. Then you think you're gonna be wealthy because you saving your 401k. Then something like this happened and then reset your 401k. Now you got to make all that money back up.
Hmm. That's the poor man's game. It's sad.
They set you up for the trap.
Cornell,
Now
I'm
they're
gonna
gonna
go
give
ahead
you
and
a
ask him.
financial.
That's a.
Now they're gonna give you a financial advisor that make 30,000 a year to manage your money, and he can't tell you nothing. He can't tell you nothing but this right now. Oh, you're gonna recover it probably in 2 3 years. Maybe down the road it'll recover back. How's you recovering something when you lost it? They just make you feel good because guess what? You're not educating yourself.
That's
They
what I
just
was.
set you back. They just set you back 3 years.
That's what I was gonna ask is. So if the education isn't online and you have to find it privately, can you talk about the comparison of learning information in the private versus the public?
You want to know why people don't find it privately, Chris? Because we rather go spend money to go out, blow a couple $100 and invest in ourselves. Because we want instant gratification. We spend money, we want our money right back right then instead of following the process. We want our money right then, Chris, not later. But you just sat in the room just like I just sat in the room. You had to pay to get in them rooms. We just paid for the event just for information.
Yeah.
But guess what? The information is with us for a lifetime and will never be shared online. So are you investing in yourself? I'm going to invest in myself.
If that's what
I'm trying to
technically
better myself.
investing in
I'm going
yourself is,
to
that's crazy. Just investing in going to an event that literally will change your life in that respect. Like, think about that. We literally have gone to events that like they may have been a one-off. Like this person is where they are in life and they're doing some type of private educational environment, and we made it a point to invest in them rather quickly than later. Okay, so the first time
and
I
then
met you,
and I,
what did you think
all
about
the
that?
time it ain't even really, huh?
The first time we met, did you pay to get in?
Yeah, you see, I left early.
I know. So hold up, hold up. So before you were gonna go, when you paid to go, what were your thoughts? Like, what was you thinking?
Before I went,
Yep.
I was going to get the information that I was told about, and I was getting up out of there.
That would be your response. Oh man. Okay. No, no, no. All
But
right.
that's before I started running. running into the individuals that I deal with now. Now, guess what? Got a little bit more patience. That's when I was just making money, trading. Like, I'm good, I'm straight. That was my mentality, but I changed my mentality over the years. Now it's longevity type. So guess what? With the mindset I had now, yeah, I would have sat down and listened to the whole thing to make sure I didn't miss nothing. Because guess what? I let somebody stay there and they didn't take good notes, so I didn't even really get the next day.
Right. Yeah, you learned that. I definitely have never trusted anybody to get the most copious notes that I could get. Like, there is hella hot
That's it.
water on that.
And them involved, I already know I'm gonna be there to get the information. Guess what? Everybody scared. Guess what? I was in DC at a conference getting the information. Who to say that conference may come back around again?
Yeah,
But
and that's what
while
I look
here,
at it
I'm gonna
like,
get the
right?
information.
Isn't it right to think like
People
that?
ain't
Like,
just
damn, this could be the last one. You know what I mean?
be last, be the last one when you're dealing with this type of people and this type of money.
Yeah, yeah.
They ain't doing it for the money. They probably doing it to help people because they got a little philanthropist or something in them. But you already know they not doing it all the time for no money, so they ain't gonna come back. This ain't no Grant Cardone show. Like the stuff we going to, man. These guys, you ain't gonna. They ain't out in the forefront. They ain't all over the internet. It's private. Bottom line is private.
You
We
think
know that.
investing in your private education. So, when was the first time you invested in your private education? Let's hear that moment there. You're going from the poor to the rich mentality, investing in yourself.
Shit, that's a long time ago. Probably 50 years. I did that while I was still working.
Exactly. So, what was the
I'm
first
just different.
experience?
I'm different. But like I said, I put myself like I even when I talk to people now, I tell them you got to be different. If you're around people that ain't pushing you to get to the next level on the same stuff, what I say all the time, get
Yeah,
from around.
yeah,
Bottom line, you cut people off.
yeah.
It's time to get serious.
All right.
Guess what? Your family's sick. So if somebody ain't adding to your family quality of life, why I want them around me? I ain't got time to play. Like that's how I am nowadays. If you ain't moving like me, then you ain't around me. So I deal with individuals. I deal with a lot of individuals. But guess what? I put myself around people that's gonna push me too. So
Well, let's go back to the
I ain't got to
education real
brag. But
quick. Let's go back to the education real quick. So, remember, we always joke around about your education franchise,
education is an even. I put it like this: education is an even playing field.
but that franchise education was a little unique.
It was, but guess what? There was an even playing field.
I'm not
A
saying that it's
highly
not,
educated person, a highly educated person could have did that, and a normal person could have did that.
right?
It still all falls back to who going to invest in themselves. Guess what? When you invest in yourself, you get better quality information when you're in the right environment. When I invested in my franchise, not only did it wasn't about the money, these people taught you real business, how to deal with certain situations, how to deal with people, how business go, how I know how to separate personal and they taught you all that. But like I said, that was an investment. So they gave a lot of the times when I put it like this, a lot of the times the people that charge are gonna give you a quality knowledge.
Most of the time they are, especially in franchises. Like, even I know
I'm
people
just
that
gonna
have the McDonald's. They always are pleasantly educated. You know.
but at the same time, the one lesson I always learned, even like from a franchise point of view, they always said, always put yourself in position where you can bring something to the table. That's when you get the hidden information. That ain't got nothing to do with a master's or anything else. They just basically told you when you get the information, apply it. Like I said, now master it. So when you're having a conversation with people, know some things they don't know, it opens the door to things that you don't know. You know, I sit around all the time. People like, oh man, you go to this high end restaurant, yeah, yeah. I go in there and sit at the bar. What I tell you, I meet CEOs and owners, and I'm cool with these people to this day. Not the manager, but the actual owner. Because guess what? I learned from the franchise, change your environment.
Yeah.
I gotta be telling my wife, she's in real estate. You got to change. You want to sell $1 million house? You got to change your environment. You doing good selling? Hey, everything up under 500. Guess what? Now you got to up the game. Guess what? All the way down to presentation. Like I learned with the franchise, but see, I'm sharing that. She listen. Guess what? She make progress. But like you said, it still come back to what, Chris? Investing in yourself.
Right.
Build your own brand. As ET was saying, build your own brand.
Okay, I got a good one for you. I think there's a lot of youngins out there, a lot
Like
of
I tell
youngins
people,
under 30. What do you say to them? In between 20 and 30, they already hit the workforce. They've been hitting it hard. And it's crazy because after you kind of hit like a stride at like 25, it seems like people feel like they're starting to gas for air now. At close to 30, they're gassing for air. If they haven't accumulated, what will be considered a savings, they haven't struck out on their own, so they haven't built a habit of self-reliance. What do you say to the ones that even close to 30, this is 20 to 30, they're on fumes right now. This economy shift has rocked their world. They got internet still. They can hear
I
this
say
message.
this, but we'll say this ain't even 20 to 30. What this should have done for everybody is wake everybody up that is going to work, doing a normal routine every day. Normal routine every day, whether you're 20, 30, 40, you was depending on your job, you didn't invest in anything, and now you don't know if you're gonna have to start over again. This should have taught you a valuable lesson to not even at the house. Like, ain't no playing around at my house. Like my kids get up, I wake them up like they're going to school. Some of their teachers volunteer. Guess what? Y'all still finna do your lesson or whatever. You're gonna get a few hours in, then you go have fun. That's how. That's what you should be doing at the house with your kids. Like I don't do the TikTok thing. My kids do with my wife, but before TikTok happened, guess what? We still getting the education. We still reading books every day. Guess what? I'm gonna get up. You know what I do. I make me a list of things I need to get done. Guess what? I'm getting it done. That's why I got my real estate line of credit and everything else lined up. Like it's not playtime right now. This should have made you got more focus on family life. You should have enjoyed being at the house with your family. Now, if you didn't see the better quality of life, like, oh man, you know what? I need to be at the crib with my kids throughout this, then guess what? You just a paper chaser. Paper chasers don't win. I said Robert Kiyosaki and Warren Buffett and everybody else said what I told you we were talking about the other day. You gotta have a purpose for what you're doing. And it ain't money either.
Yeah, you always
That's
say
how
that. It's funny because I
that's
never
how the
wanted
rich
that one
the
to come
rich
bite me in the ass when you always say, what do you say? You say, if you're doing it for the money, you ain't going to win. And you should always
don't
quote like
win.
some rich person that says something like that. And I'm like, damn it, I wish it wasn't for that reason, but I think I love that reason. But you definitely say that. And but
I said
so
it and it this is how I learn from people. It let me know I'm heading in the right direction. If I say it and I ain't heard it from nowhere, now I go back and look at a Robert Kiyosaki or Warren Buffett talk and they hitting on the same thing that I'm talking about. I know, hey, you need to keep pushing forward because you headed to where they at. That's how I look at it.
right,
So that means you got the right purpose. You catching on to what's going on. You
right.
ain't caught up in all the clouds right now. Everybody caught up in the clouds, man. You got people doing webinars on helping you get your stimulus check. Guess what? I did a webinar on helping people make their own money while they sitting at the house this time.
He did some history.
You'd got more value than taking my webinar than sitting there waiting on the stimulus check. Like you said, you've been at the house a whole month. Most people catching on in 2 to 3 months on what I'm showing them. If I had somebody hit me up today, they just got in on the last thing. They already understanding the concept. Like, dang, yeah, I see that. I'm finna go back, read some more of the information. But next week, guess what? I'm gonna get in the demo, put two and two together on what I'm doing on the video, cross reference it. I'm gonna go see how the trade work. Guess what? It sounds like this person might be ready in 2 more months or another month. So guess what? Now they just turned their stimulus from 1,200 to whatever they want it to be. At least make an extra $100, $200 every day for the rest of their life. I don't think y'all getting that concept either. I don't think people hear me when I say that. It's for the rest of your life. It's like a trade. It's like repetition. I done said this over and over again on I don't know how many videos. Repetition. The only reason you hear Cornell talking about stocks right now because in think about a Royal Caribbean, do Royal Caribbean. And we were just talking about that. Royal Caribbean was at $136 in January. Now you telling me I could buy it at 28 to $30. All it was a pandemic virus that made the price drop. I'm in Atlanta right now. Things opening back up. People out everywhere down here. It ain't back to full speed, but oh, they definitely back out. They're in the nail salon, they're in the barbershop, they're in the parks, heavy. Probably was in the restaurant. I think restaurants are open back up. Some of them open back up, some of them ain't, but they open. Like I don't people. It's a priority thing. It's
I got, but
mindset thing.
okay,
That's
and
all I can say.
it is a damn priority. But let's just be clear about the numbers, Cornell, because I remember, I said, tell someone this earlier. You
Let's
said
be
this is
clear.
like a Brexit moment. Could you explain when you say that? What does that mean? It's like a Brexit moment, because that is a small piece of history. Brexit.
Brexit. Brexit. I'll go look it up. You wanna know why the euro ain't as strong as it used to be? All those countries broke up, killed the European market. All of them was doing business together, credit lines together. Guess what? Some got bigger than others. Guess what, Christian? We don't want to take care of y'all no more. We want to get out the union, crash the whole economy. Like I said, they was doing business together. They still ain't recovered from that. I forgot how many years ago that was.
It's been about
You
5 to 6
still talk.
years. It's like, but they've been in
No, it's been
negotiations.
longer than
Yeah, it's been a
yeah.
solid 8 years, like since
It's
2012 almost.
for 5 to 6 years. But when that happened, it was just like this virus. Market went straight down. Companies went out of business. I put it this, it was so bad, even trading brokers went out of business.
So that mean the broker
It
that you
reset the
go
whole
on.
time. Even the brokers you go on, some of them went out of business because when they want to reset, they gonna reset. Guess what? Them European countries had certain. Let's take France for example. France had certain barriers and blocks in just for them incidents. Guess what they did? They took the barrier off and they went further than what it was supposed to and wiped everybody out. But I'm pretty sure the rich people moved their money before that happened to safe haven and just say, hey, we'll rebuild the retail people. We ain't worried about it. We'll rebuild the individual. We'll give them loans and stuff like that. Do y'all understand what loans? This is not a free grant that they're giving you. The government is very smart. We're gonna hand out tons of money and get paid interest on the back end. Long term play. That is a rich versus a poor mindset. The poor, you want that money right now. So for instance, they gave you 2,000 starting right now. This is April. You get 8 months, Christian, of $2,000 a month.
What's that?
That's 16,000, right?
Yeah.
The government gonna want 8,000 of that back when you file your taxes again. So they getting the money right back. They don't just hand money out without making interest.
Right.
You know how many people call me, man, you got a bill, the first 10,000, it was a grant, yada yada. Nah, I can put it to you like this. It's a government grant. Meaning, if you didn't do what you're supposed to do with that first 10,000, these people already told you they're gonna audit. Don't think they're just gonna audit the people that got millions. After they done with them, they coming for the rest of the people. So in layman terms, for you workers, y'all should know this with unemployment and anybody else. Think about it, Chris. You on unemployment. Christian go gets a new job. Christian doesn't tell unemployment that he start working. That's government money, right?
Yeah.
Has a social security number. Christian has a form that he filled out, employment, that the government makes all businesses fill out. He doesn't call them. It slides for 5 months.
Right.
Guess what the
And
government do?
yeah, you gotta pay that back. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't
Christian
work.
little bill start cutting. They don't send you a bill. They start cutting the money back out your check. So why would I want to deal with government money when I know the government doesn't give me anything for free? And I bet people like, dang, he's right, man. I did that before. I was on unemployment, worked a month. They sent me a bill, said such back.
So
So
it's go ahead, go ahead.
everybody happy about the stimulus check, man. I ain't studying the stimulus. I promise you, I would send the stimulus check back and they sent it to my house.
That's awesome because I think so many people, man, they kind of
And you want to know why? Because I invested in myself. I'm willing to bet on myself more than me getting a handout from the government. And I'm betting on myself now, and I've been doing pretty good since before the virus going on, and everything else. Invested in myself at my own crib on my own time, enjoying my kid however I want to enjoy my kid. That's because I invested in myself. That's where the trading come into. I do a
right,
different type of trade. People get confused. Well, how you making money? The stocks and everything. Now, I'm not even buying stocks. I trade the market. We buy contracts. We make money selling and buying. But guess what? Your 401k went back down again today because the market was down. I made money when it was going down. When it go back up, I can jump back in and make money going up. It can go back down again tomorrow. I catch it in the right spot. I'll make money again. Y'all not doing it.
it's one of those. It's a jewel, man. I can tell you it's a jewel, and I know a lot of people are mad that it's a jewel because it's like, damn, is it that complicated that I can't learn it, or I mean, is it just really that it can produce that much money? It's like, let's get it. We back in here, and we back live in here. Let me see. Come on, back in here. Let's get it
We back in there.
for sure.
What was I saying?
It was something good.
What was I was getting to a good point.
Man, I just want to know,
It's
like,
about trade.
no.
So I
So,
think I was explaining them what the concept of the trade, like, I was talking about the environment. Just because we ain't seen it in our environment, we don't think out the box. We think it's hard. You hear me tell people that all the time. Guess what? I'm gonna give y'all a little secret. The people that catch on the quickest is normal people who haven't been brainwashed with a lot of training info. You want to know
or
who
public
struggles
school
with it?
or
The
college.
smartest person that was at the college that overthinks it and want to crack the system instead of following the system. You want to
Right,
know why
that's
the
a
rich?
critical point.
money, they follow the system. They ain't trying to crack the system. So it's still old, just like I know, it's still old language and that's being followed even through this virus that's not affecting the rich. Because guess what? They following the procedures. But that's too technical for us. So y'all sit here and listen to us. You make me think it sound like cocky. No, we investing in our environments that we in. You don't got to live there, but guess what? You learning the trade does not have any effect on what I make for my family. Meaning, when I show you this, I ain't expecting nothing back from you. This is for you to help your family. You actually can teach your kids the same skill so they'll be self dependent later on in life and can take advantage of getting into being a true entrepreneur and not working for anybody. But at the same time, I got trade as a bag up. I know I'm gonna make money for the rest of my life. That's a powerful statement for y'all to hear. You may not believe it, but that's why I take it serious when it was introduced to me. And yes, he was right. It's a life skill that's not going away, and you're gonna make money for the rest of your life. Meaning, virus came. What we've been doing, Christian, we making money, trade. Nothing has changed for us besides staying in the house. We actually making it at a quicker rate because the market is, you hear this word on TV, volatile, but we have a higher education level that we invested in that's keeping us out of the trouble. And we're making our money at a quicker pace than if it was a regular market with no virus. So as you see, we benefiting from it. Well, I might have traded in the morning. Well, I'm at the house. I look at it around the clock. I got a TV in my office. I want to watch TV. Guess what? I got 3 monitors. I want to get on the internet. I ain't necessarily got it. And the thing about it, we ain't got to sit here and watch no chart around the clock, to be honest with you. I go on the internet. I do some work. Like I told you, I got a list of things I'm gonna do.
So since
Read a
since this
little bit.
situation has been going on, have you been waking up earlier or waking up later?
I'm still waking up early.
What I want you to talk about the rich people we know. Are they waking up? I mean, we and you wake up early, so it's kind of like it's like it's just gonna happen. Like,
I
well, we all
still
wake
ain't got
up early.
that
So
level yet. But just like I know, every rich person that I know, when I'm talking about rich, I'm talking about millionaire, self-made millionaire, multi-millionaire. All them guys get up at 5:30 and they working.
yeah.
But hold on, there's a difference in working for a company and working for yourself. They getting up working for themselves. So when they
Oh,
making them calls, they making them calls for themselves and their family. So you got motivation to get up and get something done. Guess what? When I get up in the morning and make my calls, it's for me and my family, not for somebody else's business. I might be talking to somebody about some business, but not from an employee standpoint. Now we're talking about investments. But guess what? My normal routine, I get up around 6:30, 7 o'clock. I cook my kids something to eat, get prepped, might listen to like somewhat like meditation. Might listen to ET or somebody for a minute,
it's
get
interesting to see
started.
people but don't believe in
Eat my
a
little fruit, take my
routine.
little vitamins.
You on your way.
These guys do routine. I wasn't even doing this, but guess what? I'm around the right people. I'm in the environment. I pay attention. Like, damn, these dudes talking. Like, damn, these dudes getting up. Like, they getting up with a purpose.
Right with a
Bill Gates,
purpose.
Warren Buffett, all these people. up with a purpose, dog.
They
Like
get up with a purpose
they
at
got
least to be
things.
number one.
That's it. Ain't about being number one. They got a purpose in life and what they trying to do, and they getting it done.
Right. What do you think
They
about the
don't care about no
mentality
pay.
of people getting rich and then sitting down once they get rich? Isn't that such a poor man's mentality? Why people that are poor stay poor? It's because they think when they get
It
rich,
ain't.
they're gonna sit down, and
Listen,
that's not
it
true.
ain't. You can't use the term that they're rich because I don't know no rich person that sits down when they get the money.
Right. So you're not
So
rich.
just like I know, they might be rich briefly if that's the mentality. Because I don't know no person with money that ain't still creating more money. Whether they doing a lot of work or his hands off, they still creating. They still getting up and creating. And I hear most of them say the same thing. That's why you hear me name the name. Y'all go look at a kid like shoot. I'm just getting them the media, social media names. Cause I get the name of some names, y'all be like, who? I ain't never heard of him. But them guys tell you they get up, they still gotta be hands on with what they doing.
Right. A lot of people think they're going to go into these passive, hands off businesses. It's like, even if you're a real estate investor, why would you not go see the multi unit property or the single family home? It's only a retard that only thinks that, oh, I'm not going to actually go, or excuse me, the poor person, oh man, I'm going to just get this property and then I ain't going to never have to go visit it. It doesn't work that way.
Now I'm going to visit. I'm going to check up on whoever I hire. Like you still gonna be hands on, but you can set it up like I heard Buffett said. He don't like meetings. So he go in, that's why, and he brought up a good point, and that's how I'm kind of like nowadays. It's certain people I just deal with nowadays. If I can put them in position, I know they gonna take care of it.
Warren has he has a team of assassins that literally come into your company and they devour
Man, I
your
said
company.
and we made me thought about it. Like we talk about this all the time. A lot of people don't move how we move. It may sound like we're talking big. We're not talking big. This is guess what? You come to the environment, you'll be seeing like, oh, you know what? I could do this. Yeah, you can do this same setup. We just in private environment. But I done heard Buffett say the main problem he see with business, he come in, he bring his own team in. It's the management.
It's the management. And it's trustee management. And that's why that's why we did trustee training for all the trustees. And that's why we're gonna do an episode for these quasi trustees. It's a bunch of quasi trustees out there. You're quasi. You got the 98 number, you're supposedly foreign, don't know how you're foreign, and you don't have trustee training, trustee management skills. How are you a trustee and don't know how to manage it? You wanna know what that's called? Ineptness. But no, no, no one wants to call it not knowing or ignorance or ineptness. It's called you have to get to a level of competence where you're self reliant. It's with any tool. It's a tool. It's money's a tool just as much as the LLC, S Corp, C Corp, Trust, or a charity. They're all tools. So when people want to talk about how to utilize the tools, the vehicles, because that's what they're called, vehicles, from point A to B, from where you are to your goal, and their tools, then you'll know how to utilize the tools and follow the rules. Just like Cornell said, people trying to build their own rules. Like this is some goddamn algebra. Oh man, it can't be that way, that exactly the way he said it. It's like, look, if somebody shares with you that the house has four corners, why are you trying to build a pentagon? But we got so many people trying to figure out, they're trying to figure out even, well, why isn't it built with three? Look, if the house is built with four corners, why are you still questioning it? But we got so many. These are the intellectuals. They got a term for it in the public. It's called a scholar. Right now, it's a lot of broke scholars. They're not self-reliant. They need to sell the propaganda in the books. They're like the 5 o'clock news. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is important to be self-reliant. Oh man, I don't know how strategic of a position that is. Guess what? You see how strategic of a position it is. If you're utilizing it, if you're not, then all it is, it sounds like another fancy in the world of, oh, that's for those rich people, and I'm going to stay in this position. It's just interesting, Cornell. Even the amount of money that people think you need to bring into the trading or trusteeship. Oh man, I need to bring in all this capital. But at the end of the day, the ones that have the capital, do they jump straight into it? We know the ones that got the capital and they rather spend it on new cars than get protected. $200,000 cars, but they won't go spend 40,000 on asset protection. But everybody wants to sit here and say, "Oh man, if I could get it at a lower price." If the person that's got $1 million doesn't want to even put up $40,000, can you see the dilemma in what's considered when we talk about the rich get richer and the poor get poor? The rich understand they invest in education. The poor say we just gonna keep buying depreciating assets. Now, granted, a Rolls Royce is not always depreciating. That's a fact. But when we talk about, okay, you now, if you don't have it as cash, if it's not a actual asset, it's a liability. Interesting to see, to say the least. And we see the difference nowadays between the rich getting richer. The rich have a positive mindset. They're not around people that are allowing them to feel bad right now. They haven't allowed themselves to be, feeling bad at all. And some people have taken L's through family members, and for people to judge us that are sitting here talking to you as another fellow human, you can't say, well, you didn't tell us your story, so we don't know what's going on. Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever heard of the 6 degrees separation? Some of us have been affected and heard a story 6 degrees from somebody actually having it happen to them, where they had a family member, someone pass because of the situation. So we already felt the 6 degrees of separation. But the rich getting richer, ladies and gentlemen, is one of those crimping the hourglass, and we want to emphasize this before we go.
Right.
We wanna talk about the time frame. We'll make sure that this is getting recorded. We just want to make sure that you understand the time frame, ladies and gentlemen. Ever since this situation has popped off where supposedly economies have shut down, ladies and gentlemen, this was the perfect time to be educating yourselves back into a new way of life. But instead, some people might be trapped in the old way of life and they just experienced a total wipeout. So for the ones that you invested in yourselves, the ones that invested in themselves that they didn't, that you still may not be working where you are. If you invested in yourselves working with the vault or working with Cornell, you still have a little bit of window. For you all that don't know, you actually have a slight window. For the ones that you already went back to work, your window's over. And we've seen it already happen to brothers and sisters where the window's over for them. The free balling is over for them. They had the opportunity to learn it, to learn the trusteeship, the trading. They had the opportunity to sit down and really learn it. And guess where they went? They went into their hole. They went into the hole of poorness. They didn't go to the hole of growth and expansion. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, there are people that are going into holes of expansion. Whether you all know this or not, there are holes of growth rate happening right now. When we talk about stocks, if you even have $100 or if you even had a couple $100, going into these stocks right now will make you your money back rather quickly. But no, 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 because the stockbroker didn't give you the financial advice. Well, oh man, I can't believe that it's that's the case for the market. Or I can't believe that that's the case. Well, guess what? Ladies and gentlemen, by the time you get from you can't believe to that's the case, the market is recovered. The market is back where it should be going.
You're right. You done missed it.
And it's, oh man, some people say, oh man, people starting over from zero. How are you starting over from zero when you got the opportunity to invest in yourself right now and still get the stupid stimulus check? But let's just forget the stimulus check. You have the opportunity to invest in yourself because you see that that's what was missing And it wasn't going back to college. You know how many colleges are going to get rich off of this moment? Because people are going to say, hey, I'd rather go in student loans to get my education game up so I can learn something new in the real world. Sure, you are. That's why you're in school right now. Because you did already enough investing in the public side. And you know what I think about Cornell the most? Is either the time that people think that or the amount of money that they think they can stave out with. Oh man, I got this much. I can stave out. How you gonna stave out? You gotta grow. The rich getting richer and the poor just gonna stay poor because it's a mindset. When we talk about the mindset, Cornell, could you share some of the best practices for mindset? All right. One of the best practices, ladies and gentlemen, is reading books. A lot of people say, "Oh, Trust Christian, you don't really share a lot of the private books, though." We're right. You're right. A lot of people say, "Oh, I'm trying to get the private books before I come into private." How you gonna get the private books before you come into private? I've never heard Cornell ever tell me he got a video from the public. All his videos are from the private for the trading, all of them. He invested in his private education. The videos are from the private. It's I don't know one video that he can ever say, "Oh yeah, it was somebody in the public. That's why I got, that's why I got that information." Cornell's not giving out getting no information from the public. Period. And when he did, that increased his learning curve. Would you agree, Cornell?
Oh yeah,
It's
most
sort of like
definitely.
it's sort of like when people come to you and they say, "Okay, Cornell, I got the information." And it's so many people that say this. I'm like, man, I don't know why they be saying this. They literally will come and say, man, after I did everything Cornell said, because they got the information and they ventured out to yonder. Some sheep they venture out the pasture. They ventured out the pasture, and when they finally come back to safe haven,
They go down.
that's when they say money.
You're right.
It's a
They
never-ending
venture
story of
out.
stupidity. And like you say, it's still normal people though. So it's interesting that the normal ones get it faster than the ones that, oh, I complicated it for how long? You know what it comes from? It's the lack of repetition of good habits in your life. And the way that you build those healthy habits. So many people are trapped. So many people are trapped in public time. For all the brothers and sisters that call themselves spiritual out there, if you say that you're spiritual, you got to be in control of your time. Time is supposed to be yours. You don't even know how much time you got. So time is yours. So the time that you're utilizing is time for you to do something for you and yours. The time is yours. But we've been programmed. Now on the private side, Cornell and us, we haven't been programmed with this programming. But on the public side, poor people want to help each other out. On the private side, rich people are just getting rich. That's just the bottom line. Cornell's gonna put his family
That's
first.
it. And they will help you, but like you said, you got to be bringing something to the table. One thing about it, it's a mistake people make when they go around these type of people. It ain't that they don't want to share the information with you. It's a character thing. This is this private over here. Why would I share with Christian when Christian coming over here, not bringing them to the table, but begging for money, trying to make a quick come up? That ain't how we operate. He don't even talk the language. You wanna know why he talk the language? Because he didn't invest in himself.
Cause he ain't studying.
Now you
Exactly. You
you
goddamn right.
approach.
You didn't study. You didn't
Guess
read the
what?
books.
It ain't it ain't that they don't want to help you. You just approach them the incorrect way. I'm gonna go to the laws for y'all. You wanna know why rich people don't give money out? They could go to prison behind giving you too much money. We done talked about that a long time ago.
Yeah.
People don't even know that.
Yeah.
You can't go give your convicted felon cousin $1 million. He go kill somebody, and if the the government people don't like you, guess what? They're gonna charge Christian with the same thing. We don't really want to lock him up, but guess what? We don't like that he got that money. We gonna take some of that money. Your cousin wasn't in a good spot. Like that's why they don't give money out. These people they don't want to be responsible for giving it to an irresponsible person. You go commit fraud with some of that money. This is how you got to think. Like this is why they stay rich. This is why they don't get an opportunity to many people as they talking the same language. Chris don't talk. If you talking the same language, oh, they have a good conversation with you. Now it ain't. Now to be honest, it ain't even about the money anymore. Because guess what? Like you said, the rich getting rich. So even if you ain't super rich, you still got to be moving like them. You can stand on your own. We can stand on our own. But when I have a conversation, me and him, they ain't just necessarily got to do no business. Because we both gonna make our money. Guess what? It make the environment better. Now people do. This is how collaborations come in. Not one person so dependent on the other person. They don't respect you when you come at them like that.
I just gotta go ahead and go there for our culture, real. And the race of people who call themselves black. Cornell, could you talk about race in business so they can really understand? Because, like I said, we've been trained, man. But I think a lot of people in business see color and they don't understand
I
that
had
the
some, I guess I had type, yeah, I had a different type of training. We talked about that before. I just sat in the room with some very successful people. But one thing with our people, sometimes we overdress for parts because we want to be the cleanest person in the room. Don't even go with the role. I'm gonna give y'all a little word advice. If you don't go with the role for what you're going in, don't go in like that unless you got an angle to your approach. If you got an angle to your approach, maybe you went in for this position and it did offer you a management position. But like I said, that's gonna come from your body of work at the same time. But they sit there and laugh at you. Like they know you overplaying. You're in the room, you you very educated. You talk educated. Like part of the training I went through with my franchise. You got to see through all that. Guess what? That don't mean you're a good worker. You're applying for a worker job. That's what. If Christian coming for me at my cleaning business, even if he was a manager or a cleaning person, I don't care about him going to the University of Miami, Florida with a bachelor's degree, because that ain't the type of job. And I don't think sometimes in our culture we don't get that. So we just go apply any kind of way. We go apply the same way for everything, and that ain't even it. That's not it. I don't know who told you that, but I'm gonna go and let you know. I run some decent businesses. We overlooking you. It ain't even no black or white thing. That just you have approached with the wrong dynamics,
right.
and
Wait,
I don't think our culture get that. Then you're hard on yourself. Just like with trade, you don't think you can do trade because guess what? You don't know too many people that do it. Guess what? That made me want to learn it even more. Guess what I find out? Oh, there's like a hidden private language over here. Oh, they ain't teaching this in the hood. You should want to, what I said, get in new environments. This is a new environment. Guess what, Christian? I want to be in a new environment. I don't know about nobody else. Hey, Christian, I'm trying to get to the new environment. What's going on over here? Oh, you tell me if I learn this, I ain't got to worry about this. No, they ain't got to sell it to me. Everybody wants somebody to sell something. And you know, you get this a lot too.
yeah.
You get calls about the trust. They come about trust. Dude, I'm not selling anything. Huh? You want me to trade though? I don't want you to do anything. I want you to better your family.
Right?
But you realize that I don't have to recruit people to make money and trade. So, like, even when I post a webinar, what I always put on there, this is a real training class. This is not a presentation where y'all sit on with other people. And like I said, I know people that do that. I don't knock what they do if you're doing it for the right reason. Guess what? I don't like pretenders. So if you're a pretender and you get around me, I don't support you. Bottom line. That's what a lot of network marketers do. When you, I put out there, when you network marketing and you ain't taking trade, me and you do not have anything to talk about when it comes to this line of work because whether you know it or not, you're gonna lead a lot of people astray, and a lot of people are gonna be mad at you at the end of the day. But it's a numbers game. I know people that do network marketing. You know, like I know, you don't really care. So guess what? That ain't my type of business. I want to make sure people do better than their families. I don't want to be involved in that. So I don't respect it. They can hear the video. I don't care. Guess what? I've been around a lot of them. A lot of them, they get on here. They show you the lifestyle. Tell them to show you their account. I ain't heard one person tell me yet they in trust.
All right,
Just
so
let
we
me
got a
know.
question actually for that. Somebody said in the chat, appreciate everybody for tuning in live or listening to the replay. Uh, Jason Jammin says, how much should a person make in a job to consider going to the private? And see that right there, that's how the poor stay poor. What do you mean? How much do you need to make? You just need to either get rich, or what's the other part of the saying? Die trying. Why would you go private if you're poor? So why would you wait till you supposedly get rich to go private? You know, it's not a when you go private. You go private. Period. You know, or you stay private. You know, so many people they understand the term. You stay private. You maintain what you already had divinely from your creator. Just now you're in a position where you're actually operating from the righteous position, the just position, which is called trusteeship. That's it. It's like, okay, well, what are you doing on the public side? You're operating as a manager. But once again, there is no wealthy employee. So there is no employee
Yeah, you
private
gotta
situation.
start. Basically, as a question, you gotta start somewhere. It ain't about how much money you got. Like I said,
Exactly.
just start investing now. You got to set yourself up. No, we wasn't super rich when we first started this. But
When
guess
you
what? We paid the money to get in the room, and after you pay the money to the room, now you get access to other information. You get access to other people. Guess what? Now you like me. When everybody probably can't get loans and stuff like that, that ain't no problem on the side I'm on right now. And it came from investing and getting them private environment. Now you get access to people. Like I'm telling you, we live in a whole different life. So it it's just like with trading. I answer from a trading perspective on your question. People ask that question with trading. Guess what? I don't even want nobody to trade with real money. Now that might throw you off right there. When I teach you the class, I give people over, and I can show you. I give people over $100,000 worth of private information for $300 and $500 on a webinar. Only thing they gotta do is commit to study. I didn't say you need $10,000 on an account. You don't. They give you a demo, free account to access and practice on top of it. So as you see, you have to have a purpose. It ain't about the money. Don't worry about the money. That's our first mistake.
Yeah, I touched on that earlier today.
We worry about the money. So we hear trade and we hear trust, we automatically trigger to money. Cornell doesn't teach nobody in the same way you got to go put $20,000 in an account and do trial and error. No, I'm teaching you the right way so you want to spend that money. But guess what? I'm not going. This is something my mentor told me, and I say it all the time to people. I charge for the webinar because guess what? My mentor told me when I first started trading, I could teach you for free, but a lot of times when you get stuff for free, you don't take it serious. So I'm gonna charge you some. I'm not gonna charge you what I paid, but I'm gonna charge you some good enough to where, guess what? If you don't get it, it's just like with my class. Anybody tell you, like Chris said, people come back later on when they finally get serious, like, dang man, I should have been did it. But it's the one thing that's gonna happen to you. You're gonna leave there, you just spent your hard-earned money. So if you don't got a lot of money, you just spent your money. I just gave you all the tools. You don't study, who fault is that?
It is funny because we get so many people that say, "Oh man, I'm gonna go study." Man, you are a lying sack of shit, and that's just the bottom line. There's a
Guess
lot of people that need to pull up their
what?
pants
Guess
and really study.
what?
Because when we talk
But
about
we talk
studying
about
right
the
now,
rich getting richer and the
yep,
poor getting poor.
okay.
Guess what? That's where the change don't happen. Because guess what? You're not doing nothing to get over here to the rich side. You got access to the information because you heard about it here talking about it. But if you're not taking the action, you wasting your money anyway. I tell anybody, if you're gonna trade, you gotta look at it every single day till you get it. Is you that
No,
committed?
no, no. They think that's a joke. They think that's
But
a joke.
guess
I'm
what?
trying to tell you, they think they could
But what
slide
I tell them
5 days in,
before I take
5
anybody
days.
money, I ask the question. If you tell me, well, I ain't got but a couple days, you finna waste your money. I tell y'all the real. They let you know it ain't about no money with me. You finna waste your money. You say you want to still do it? Cool. Guess what? My tools I give you, they don't change. So it might be a year later down the road, you invested in yourself. It might have been your best investment you made, even though you didn't take it serious and went out and did 10 more different things and lost a ton of money and came back to it. But at least you made the investment. Because guess what? If you don't make the investment, you're not gonna get what I got, me just sharing online like everybody else with the social media. No, I don't run gimmick scheme. I'm trying to help you better. So that's what we're talking about. The first question people ask about money. Trading is a technical system, but guess what? When I show it to you, you're down there think you're dumb. Because it's just that simple. You be asking me this question right here that I get asked all the time. It's got to be more to it, bro. Like, this it. You telling me I learned this right here. This it. I hear that all the time. And then when the ones that really hear that and know, oh, this serious, and they start playing with it in that demo account and see, oh, man, that's working every time. Ain't nothing else to talk about, Christian. Like,
Yeah. Well, like you
this
say, the
life
rich get
thing,
richer because they make simple systems, not complicated systems. Where
they
poor
make
people think life is
complicated system
complicated.
with the simplest techniques hidden inside of them. You know that even with the train. All we doing is going from point A to point B. While everybody doing, go online and look up trade when y'all get off the video. You're gonna get 1,000+ videos.
We got
But when
another
I
question,
show
Cornell.
you, guess what? What I show you ain't online. Guess what? Trust information. How many trusts is out there, Christian?
Oh, it's over 80.
But them ain't the ones we talking about.
Right.
You got to pay for the information.
Right.
That's why they winning.
For traders, how do you apply it in the trust world or maritime offshore world? Hmm. How do you apply it in the trust world or the offshore world? Well, I mean, it works. I mean, you gotta
I'm
know what the
gonna,
trust is. It's
I'm
about
gonna
asset
get them.
protection.
I'm gonna get them the DC answer. The trust guy from DC answer.
Uh oh.
There is a universal system. Just because you say you offshore, they have a universal banking system now. If they need to pull those records through the bank system, that world system that they got to uphold, they want this aid and everything else from these other countries. You're not hiding money. You know what trust do for us? We don't have to hide our money. Our money in the States. Unless we're doing business overseas. We don't have to hide money. So that's why we get educated. I like the guy in DC. You hear that from somebody that's dealing with these type of people. Guess what? We're not hiding money. We welcome the IRS. Guess what? Chris will get an acceptance letter from the IRS. We're not hiding money. So trade go right along with it. Guess what? You got the trust set up, you protect it. Bottom line. Are we gonna go into it? No. Take trustee training, invest in yourself, learn it, but they do go together. To answer your question, they do go together. And guess what? You're gonna love the trust system. It goes with everything. It's the only thing. I don't own anything.
You've been like that for a while, so it's it's yeah. Or you got another question? How do I get in touch with? Oh yeah, that was. If you all want to keep typing questions in the chat, feel free. But just try to keep them on topic because we definitely want to talk about the rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer, and we can highlight certain topics, specifically that we know y'all see here. Is we keep highlighting really that education. A lot of people say, "Oh man, it's gonna cost so much money," but it's like, come on, like we're here, with Cornell sitting here in front of you for sure, and just talking to you all about the trading webinar class. But once again, it's like one of those things. Cornell paid tons of capital for that. Is that information costs a ton of capital. I mean, how could he water it down by any means for people that you know they say whatever they say? And my whole thing is like, okay, that's why at this point,
I'm
ladies
gonna
and
tell
gentlemen.
you, I'm gonna tell you how big a blessing this is. This, I don't never talk about this part. These people that's giving me this information won't even teach. They
Well, of
making so
course.
much money, they don't teach classes. I got a personal relationship with them. I brought something to the table. They shared the information with me. That's the only way I got it. So when I do a webinar, I even explain it to people. You are in your hand right now. You have better information than 99% of the traders out there. What are you going to do with it? It cost this person in particular, the banks paid over 60 to $70,000 to train this guy. Then he paid some extra money for some more information. So it's $100,000 for information for $300 to $500. What are you gonna do with it? And it's a tool that's gonna help you make money for the rest of your life. I don't have to call you every day and coach you when I just told you that from the beginning. And I don't call people. I answer questions for serious individuals that reach out that's not wasting time and acting like they studying and had a serious question. But my mentor, my mentor did when I first started training, Chris. Well, we were talking about that on the last webinar. He didn't even take personal calls. If you weren't in class, that's the only time he was talking to you. You wasn't calling him up every day. Most people would have got mad, but oh man, forget it, got it out. But guess what? He told me before I started, like, hey, this is something that somebody got to want to do. So it ain't doing me no good to call you if you don't really want to do it. Why am I gonna waste my time? Boom, that clicks in my head real quick. You're right. It ain't your responsibility to call me every day for my family. If you telling me this is gonna change my family life, you're right. Guess what? I got to step up. That's what y'all ain't doing. Y'all ain't stepping up.
Right. Right. They're afraid to invest their last now, I think, Cornell. So many people are afraid to invest their last. They're trying to hold on to their last grippings. Last gripings and crumbs,
And,
you
I,
know.
and guess what? It's go back like I said. Rich, we gonna keep it the rich and the richer, poor getting poor. I used to try to help people out and slide it to them just to see. I'm doing what my mentor told me not to do.
Right, you gave to him for free.
Every person that I gave it to for free did not do anything with it. So now,
Why it's the undeniable truth, right? It's like really no one ever got it, and you gave everything. You gave it to him for
you
free at
don't
a low. No,
you don't want it to be like that, but like, dang, the mentor right about that. And guess what? Everybody that took some money, especially the one that didn't have a lot and did it, you ain't got no other choice but to go in there and get it. Now guess what? They wind up getting it. And you know what make me happy? It ain't the money part when somebody call and they finally just boom on there. I got it. It took
yeah,
me 8 months. I'm teaching people they catching on in 2 and 3 months. Am I mad? No. That means my information is pretty much solid. Hey, you get direct information, it 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 cuts out a couple years of studying.
yeah. That is true. I'm really happy about that because I had to tell a brother that earlier today. I said, "Look, man, you don't need to be going live and getting wiped out and losing confidence. Like you want to keep trading and winning in the demo, so you can go into the live with confidence. You know, it was just interesting because he was like, "I'm about to throw some money in there. It's going to change my confidence level." I'm like, "Nah, it's going to deflate your ass real quick. It's going to deflate your ego real quick when you sit in that trade and you don't hit the red button because you're not used to seeing that red or."
Hey,
You know, like it be stuff like that. Like that stuff will deflate your confidence. You don't need to take L's to know what it's like to feel L's. It's a moron statement. This is how poor people stay poor. Poor people make statements like this. Man, I need to know what it feels like to lose that money. No, you don't. First of all, losers are okay with losing. You shouldn't be okay with losing. So then this is the second thing that a poor person does. They lose the money and then they go dark. You don't hear from them. Now, it's funny because I talked to Cornell about that. I said, man, nah, dog. When anything happened to me, I just went back to the videos. I went back to studying. I was like, I had moments where it was like, okay, this isn't going to plan. When things are going to plan, you go back to where you got your game plan from, the videos. So it was very interesting to see when people say, oh, I went in and I just kept getting wiped out. Ain't no way in the hell. Ain't no way in the hell you gonna get wiped out. And right now, the thing about it is, see, people are sitting on the poor side of the table, and this is no knock against somebody that's getting $100 a day. The fact that somebody's getting $100 a day in the market, you're actually doing really good. If somebody is doing getting $100 a day in the market, you're financially independent. All you need to do is put more money on the trades. It's not a question of, oh man, am I doing well? First of all, we already established that's $2,000 a month off of trading. That's full time. You're fine. You can continue growing from that position. We see so many people that are like, oh, I need to have all this money to go in. I'm trading from a demo account that got $3,000 in it. And you ain't gonna put $3,000 in there. So why are you trading from an account that you not even gonna start the account with that? So you're starting out with bad money management skills. You over here trading from a level you're not really trading from, or that you're gonna trade from with the real money, where you ain't thinking you gonna sweat. You gonna sweat while you in trades. This is the first time you get in a trade. You gonna sit there, and this ain't no buy and hold situation. You literally might start sweating, especially most traders that don't follow the system. They go straight to lower time frames. They're stuck on lower time frames because they trying to get their money today. Oh, I'm trying to get some $200 a day. He told me I can get $200 a day or $100 a day. Okay, you might sit in that and you might get that in 3 days. You might not get it for a whole day. You might not get it for a whole 2 days. You might get it on the third day. That's why it balances out. But do you have the gut to sit in the trade now for 3 days? How many have the courage to sit in the trade for 3 days? If you say, okay, I'm going to sit there. So these are the
and
mindsets you have to address.
that's the unique thing about it. You learn it, you can trade however you want. You want daily money, go in there daily and get the money. You want weekly. You want to go by the month, let it go do other things. This is what trading do for you. Trading get you from having to listen to network marketers, try to get into a good, quick, get rich scheme to where you got enough capital to go invest in real businesses or start the things that you want to do really in life for yourself. Now you can go start that business that you want and not be so dependent on money. Because guess what? I can go over here to this system right here, say at my house, and really you ain't got to talk to nobody. That's the crazy thing about it. You ain't got to deal with nobody. You take your money out. You ain't really got to talk to nobody on that unless you're putting it in wrong on your withdrawal. But other than that, you handle your business. Now that's it. You might be into nonprofit work. You serving a purpose in life. It ain't about the money no more. You just crack the money system.
Yeah.
I don't think you hear me, Christian. You just literally crack the money system.
I
Now,
think
what you
that
gonna
moment
do
is
with it?
terrifying, though, Cornell. I know it's terrifying for people because they're looking at it now like, damn, there's no way you can tell me I could be that good. And there's an unlimited. They always say, oh, it's unlimited. I'm
Yeah,
like, but what are your goals?
somebody tell, they had somebody tell me that. Like, bro, from the time I started 3 months ago to now, like, I didn't even think this was even possible. Like, I didn't even know nothing out here was like this. Nowhere. You go from somebody that's in there having to take care of their mom and worry about family stuff to what they see, like, yo, bro, I can see like 3, 4 more months down the road, like I'm in a different place. Exactly. You go from making 40, 50 thousand dollars a year to making 10, 20 thousand dollars a month. This is serious. We can throw the, even on a small number. Do y'all even realize making $200 a day is $4,000 a month? That's small. We talking small right there. This is the stock market.
But Cornell, I don't think they take it serious like how fast they can make the money. And I'm not talking about the get rich quick aspect of. I'm talking about your mentor coming to you right now and even saying, Cornell, you playing small ball. It's like we've been challenged to
So
push
so
ourselves. So why wouldn't
you
we
know
challenge the
well,
audience to push us? We're not
guess
saying
what?
jump in there
You
and lose
know
your
you know
shirt.
the roadblock. Guess what? You wanna know the roadblock? I was told years ago for middle income and poor people that you don't think you can make that type of money. You think it's just a long shot. If you don't think you can do it, guess what? That's set into your personality and you stay there. That's why people go to work. They're comfortable with the job. There's comfortability to them. So you don't want to get out your element. That's why people struggle from going from a job to being self-employed. They struggle. They struggle hard with it. But that's the thing. You don't really think you don't hear you hear us, but like man, they just talking big. You know how many people that regular people that I done talk that sitting at the house and making thousands of dollars every day. That yes, work the job just like you. I work the job. So yes, it can happen. I've seen it happen a lot. Very. Like I tell you, even the guy that worked with me at the phone company, you know, like that, he had to move. He was in another state. Mama's sick. He older. He an older gentleman. Got to take care of his mama. Guess what? Running to me. I think was that the crazy thing. He ran to me at Walmart. He needed something, man. Hey, you talking about these jobs? Look, man, you need to learn this right here. I promise you. You learn this right here, you ain't got to worry about no money. That man literally calls me every week, dog, and thanks me to this day. Cause guess what? He's making $2,000+ a day. He able to take the time with his mama. Now he's at even a higher level. You get what? They gave him time to organize other money that he was working on. Now that's coming in. Now guess what? Now he can go down to the farm with his dad and just chill out and be on the tractor and stuff. He's a country guy. Guess what? He making $2,000 a day. Meaning wife happy. Guess what? Mom getting the best treatment. Guess what? Free time. go down and deal, hang out with my dad on the farm. That's quality of life. That's a purpose in life. It wasn't about the money. Guess what? He just cracked the money system. He's good. He just freed up the free time. A lot of y'all probably ready to go back to work. You ain't like being around your family. I love being around my family. That's why I got into entrepreneurship. I got my kid. I had my kid almost the whole time.
Yeah, I'll
Now, if you
give
ain't got
that.
that quality of life, like you working for the wrong thing. I hate to see when that job go away. You're gonna be ready to do something to somebody, or you're gonna do something to yourself.
Yeah, it's a lot of people that are going to do something to themselves. And it's not positive. It's you want to improve yourself, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we did this episode. The rich are getting richer and the poor stay poor because it's about your mindset. We see so
Nobody
many
had
people.
much control over your life.
Say that again.
Should nobody had that much control over your life. We should not be sitting around waiting on checks and waiting on see if our employer gonna open back up and we're gonna be able to take care of our family or not. Off of somebody else back. Them just the facts.
That's the
Chris,
facts.
that should not be going on. And that's why I quit my job. I'm not finna sit here and be worried about y'all if y'all want to lay me off every 3 months. Once I started to understand business, I understand that this day company. I can't even be mad at them. I'm in business. I know the business mentality now. I caught on to that back then. Guess what? The crazy thing about it, that's why I'm glad I educated myself. I saw it before it happened, and guess what? You had a downtown building with almost 40 floors in it, whole building empty to this day. Nobody's, you saw the building, nobody's in that building. Employed thousands in that building. Everybody got laid off. It was like years later, but I seen that happening before time.
They probably
Guess
still
what?
own that building and using it as a depreciating asset on the books.
They opened it up to the business office space now. Like they just rent the floors out.
Right.
That building probably been paid for. That's an old building. Like you said, they just gonna make money off of it, rent space.
Yeah. I really wanted to do this episode, man, because I know you talked about this for a long time, as I've known you, and even the stock market crash when that situation happened recently, you was like, man, it's going to tank when it do, and I just know a lot of people didn't really expect it to come the way it did, and I just know now, even the way that we're talking about it now, it's kind of like, okay, well, how do they hear the message of, you know, how do they hear the message of where it goes from here? So many people are saying, well, the markets are opening back up. They're hearing markets open back up. But how much did your family benefit in the so-called downturn? And then what happened to the educational
That's what we should be
programs?
talking about. Said what how we benefited during the downturn. Not oh man, they gave us a check, man. Yeah, yeah. Y'all ain't seen the back end of them checks yet. I can't keep stressing that to people. Like you gonna see it again. It's gonna be a 1099 or something come to your house. I'd be surprised if they didn't send a 1099 to your house at the end of the year. I would be very surprised. Hate to say it like that. I just don't see them handing nothing out, Chris.
No, it's never anything something for nothing. So, it's interesting for people not to be able to see recount a history, but a lot of people haven't been properly educated. And then when you haven't been given that specific education, at least even in management skills for life, it takes away from those things. A lot of people say, "Oh, I don't know about the stock market. Oh, I don't know about financial markets." It's like exactly, you don't watch financial markets. You watch Facebook, you watch Instagram, you watch the news. You know, it's not that Cornell may or may not be on those platforms, but a lot of private people are not on those platforms because
Nah,
they want to
everything
focus
the
on.
Israelites talked about is not online.
Yeah, they wanna make it a point
And
to
I
maintain
have
their
tried,
privacy.
I have tried to pay them to come on one of my sessions, and they won't do it.
Oh well, yeah, yeah, definitely.
They will share, but other than that, like I said, you gotta have a relationship with them. Like they ain't trying to hit. 'Cause
Yeah.
they enjoy life. Like they enjoying family. Like some people that I done told you this. Some people that I done taught, once they got it, man, they go on and enjoy their kids and everything. Like that's what it's about. I'm gonna go enjoy my kids. Man, it's quality of life, dog. It ain't even about the money. It's if you enjoy being at home with the kids, this is why you should learn how to trade. Or we wife, you might not have kids. I would just say if you enjoyed your time at the house, it got you back to your normal life where you exercise, eat right, get yourself together. You should be investing in yourself. You should be trading. Guess what? Trading leads to trust. Trust leads to a better quality of life, and investment that only if you're in trust that you can get. Then you be like, wow, why we haven't been known about this? That'd be the crazy thing. Like, never heard about it. And you probably never will. That's the crazy thing. Been around for woo, Rothschild days.
Right. It really has. It's like 300-year-old investments, 400 and 500-year-old investments with Lloyd's of London and things of that nature. So, we hear it all. And we've seen a lot. We haven't heard it all or seen it all, but we've heard a lot, seen a lot. And, we're going to continue to invest in our educations. That's why it seems like sometimes we're leaving. We're going to do our best to keep talking to the audience because we appreciate the audience for listening live or in the replay. You all always, take heed to certain things. And, you know, it's just one of those things, we always want to share, like, look, this is one of those moments. We saw the fire extinguishing bell going off in the building. There was a fire going off, and people just really, they still think that the building's not burning. And by you not thinking that the building's not burning,
And
you
that's
know,
crazy. You're right about that. A lot of people just sitting around like,
it's not an emergency. It's a chill out moment. It's a supposedly go be one with nature and be one with your family. It didn't say go be one with your family and not learn anything and level your family up or stay poor. It actually it's time for you to level up and get rich. It really is. Because now you can see that technology is going to replace you. You can see that technology is going to try to replace some form of your industry. Like it's
yeah,
it's basic stuff, man. I mean, it's not Joe rock scientist, stuff. But for
you
some
just
odd
get
reason,
out and get all this work did from the house.
oh
When I took
yeah,
out, I was looking for a good stock to invest in the people that's setting this work at home stuff up. Like
yeah.
that's how your mind get to thinking when you're over here. Like, oh, let me go find.
Yeah. And so yeah, it's just like I say, from what I see and from what I hear, I don't hear the sense of urgency from the public. I hear a lot of crybaby. I hear a lot of poor baby mentality. Poor baby mentality is you're hanging around poor people. Poor baby mentality is you're not even thinking about $1,000 extra this week. Poor baby mentality is you're not thinking about thousands of dollars extra this month and this week. It's just the bottom line. Because like I say, when we're sitting around our mentors, I know what I hear Cornell and we talk about, and his mentor says, "Hey Cornell, you're bullshitting. You need to be putting more money on the trade." So how's someone telling the trader that actually is making money, you need to put more money on, but the ones that haven't even learned the skill aren't trying to invest faster in the education or study more on the education so they can get to where they're producing solid hundreds, solid thousands, solid whatever, millions or whatever they're looking to do a month. And it's just it's the mentality. I think when you're hanging around poor people, you're going to just by default be poor. I know that's a hard reality. A lot of people thought they could get around it. See, you don't want to obey the goddamn law, but it's a spiritual law. You are who you associate with. Oh, nah, man, it ain't gonna be that way for me. I still love my family. I still love my friends. I know y'all trying to fight that. And guess what? It don't make a difference to the rich. The rich people, we already know what it is. Cornell already told y'all he has no problem with cutting people off. Y'all don't want to hear that because it's, oh man, I can't believe you would leave people behind. I gotta be here with my people. Guess what? When you're not putting food on your family's
That's
table,
it. That's the mentality I had. You got to get out of it. quickly learn that you cannot help everyone. If they not moving like you, it sounds like we saying something harsh, but I promise you, you don't get the people from around you, you're gonna stay in the same spot. So guess what? You're gonna get this information, you're gonna get around your buddy that may have a successful business or something. Guess what? He gonna say something crazy to you. He gonna say, man, they just trying to get some money, this, yada yada. They gonna say something to you, and you gonna miss your blessing because it's in your head that they better than you, whether you think it or not. When you even accept it, that they know more than you because right now you down and they up. That don't mean nothing. A lot of them that's up, oh, after this is over with, they gonna be down. You might be in a better position with your regular job than them right now. They gonna be down. Hate to say it like that, but that's how it's gonna be. They gonna be down. Bottom line. And you can be like, I'm glad I invested in myself. You know how many people call me like Chris? No, I tell everybody this all the time. I be having people calling me now. Lost 50,000, 200,000 in retirement. Okay, my business shut down. Man, you told me about this 3 years ago, man. Damn, I should have did this, did that. Anything is gonna happen overnight. First thing you call me, I'm tell you, ain't gonna happen overnight. You finna still have to study. So yeah, you know you calling me, don't mean oh we finna skip the curve and you just going to no, that ain't it.
But what happened to the okay, you were working a job doing 3 to 5 hours of study. I don't even hear people in the public right now saying they're studying the trading or whatever. They're taking a webinar saying I'm studying 3 to 5 hours. That's something that I even question as a trustee. Like, wow, how much time is being dedicated to the trade? But it's when you're live, it's just as much as the study. But what happened to that, man? The study habits of like I want to be that rich to where I'm going to get my money out of this project. I'm not just going to, you know, what could you be doing with your day that could yield the highest amount of value and why aren't you putting the type of time into that that you could put in the time of that as opposed to other things? I really think about that, man, for some time for some people because I see like they come to the vault and they say, "Oh man, they just I don't know what it is. We hear a lot of reasons, but we don't hear the results." We do hear the results, but we're talking about the reasons though. Oh man, I'm down on my last, or it's just I don't come from this or come from that. It's like, well, none of us did. If you went through public school, no, you're not the only lone soldier. But at the end of the day, it's beyond lone soldierish. You gotta invest in yourself. That means you might have a mentor, and you gotta do what the mentor says.
Ain't no you gotta you gonna have a mentor because if you around the right environment and you ain't one of them stubborn people, you gonna listen to a mentor. I love the mentor that in my life right now. It keeps me moving, and and as I keep listening to him, I keep growing. So you never can get. Even though I tell people about trading, when you get it, don't get the big head. Don't think you're better than everybody. Keep on pushing. You gotta still stay around people that's gonna push it. That is bottom line,
Right.
and that's what we do. We stay in an environment. Guess what? I don't think I'm the best trader in the world. I ain't gonna never think I'm the best trader in the world. I still have a discussion with the people that I trade with or look up to in trade. But stuff changed. You gotta stay on top of it.
It is a stuff change thing. You gotta stay on top of it, and that's where I told someone over there. I said, "Look, you gotta get intimate with your broker. You can't be afraid not to call a broker. They're like, oh man, I want to know this question or know that question or know this answer, know that answer. Why wouldn't you just call a broker? Why won't you call if you're a real estate agent and you're looking to help people get loans? Don't you have a broker? Don't you call them? It's like, man, it's just the lack of acumen for business, but it's time to step up, ladies and gentlemen. That's just the bottom line. And I just appreciate Courtney. We've had him on here for a while. But we wanted to talk about the rich getting richer and the poor stay poor because it's the reason why this happening is through a mentality. It's not just, oh, you don't
Mentality.
have the money. Oh man, that's what happens. A lot of people say, "Oh, I gotta put all this money in the trade." They want to know how much money it takes. Man, if you knew how much money it would take, then you would already invested it. That's just being honest. Because there are
And
platforms.
I'm y'all you already know. I'm gonna tell them something funny. You gonna get on a trading class, and we actually not gonna even talk about the money that much. People like, huh? No, the money is not even the most important thing. The reputation that you learn is the most important thing. The reason we don't talk about money because once you got the reputation, you can go make whatever you want to make. So we don't have to talk about the money. That is a no-brainer. If I learn the language that they speaking, I'm gonna always be able to go in there and make what I need to make.
Right.
So
That's
we
one thing
don't
I can
waste
say.
time
Looking at the time
breaking.
frames for sure. That's critical. Yeah.
Yeah, don't waste the time breaking the numbers down. Money, man. That's
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate you. I know we've been on here for a while. We could definitely do this another day. I got a couple more, got some more episodes definitely want to drop. But this was the rich, are getting richer and the poor stay poor because you gotta know how to think properly. A lot of people say, "Oh, I need to read all these books." You tell people to do basic things and then they don't follow them, and you wonder why you're gonna be a failure. And the reason why you're gonna be a failure is because you don't know how to take instruction. And the trading is an instruction class. Trustee training is an instruction class. People come to trustee training and they allow people to dissuade them from things. And that's generally when people even call with a consultation. Sometimes they get dissuaded. Oh man, that's how much my trusteeship is worth. That's sad that your trusteeship isn't even worth more than $10,000. That's sad that your trustee training skills are not that you're gonna learn in trustee training aren't worth more than $20,000. That's pretty sad. Man, that's a long time before I get that. Yada yada yada. We're gonna hear every excuse. We're gonna hear every reason. But the only thing that matters, ladies and gentlemen, is the results. The results that you're getting in your life. We all know the results we want, and that's gonna stop. The only reason we're gonna get them is because we stop having reasons. Appreciate you all for tuning in live or listening to replay. Feel free to reach out, Christian at Trust Christian. We just wanted to really talk to you all about the rich getting richer and the poor staying poor because hey, we want to have the conversation, at least let you all know what the rich conversation is like, and it ain't, we're talking about checks and we're talking about growth. We're talking about making sure that you have the lines of credit, making sure that you have, assets available for investment right now, because there's a great shift going on, and we definitely want to hear that you're benefiting from it, even from the growing from the trading, So appreciate you all for tuning in live or listening to replay. Feel free to reach out, Christian at Trust Christian. Otherwise, peace.